On July 30th, 2019, Busch Gardens made what is arguably the biggest announcement for the park in the last 20 years. If you didn't know, Busch Gardens is a theme park located in Williamsburg, Virginia. It is owned by SeaWorld Entertainment, and it has a sister park located in Tampa, Florida called Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. It has won the award for the world's most beautiful theme park many times, and USA Today even voted it a top 10 theme park for 2019. So let's dive in and take a closer look. This is Busch Gardens in 60 seconds. Come on! So let me explain why I think this is the biggest announcement for the park in the last 20 years. In 1999, Busch Gardens opened to the public a game-changing new roller coaster. It was called Apollo's Chariot, and it would happen to be the first B&M hyper coaster ever built. For those of you that are not familiar, a hyper is a roller coaster that has a drop between 200 and 300 foot tall. It was well received and would prove to be a huge hit, as B&M would go on to install hypers at parks around the world. However, this would be the last time a unique, record-breaking coaster for the hardcore enthusiasts would be built. And that's not to say Busch Gardens hasn't built some amazing coasters since then, because they have. But you see, well, let me explain. In 2007, Griffin was opened. And while this coaster is over 200 foot tall and it's fantastic, it's not exactly unique. Just 2 years prior, SheiKra, another dive coaster, opened at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, the sister park of Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Then in 2012, Verbolten was opened. And this is a ride like no other. It features 2 LSM launches and even a drop track, which is an extremely rare element on a coaster. And it wasn't cheap either. I've heard rumors that this ride cost over $50 million to build. Oh, and not only that, but they had to remove the Big Bad Wolf in order to build it. This was a fan favorite coaster and one of the best suspended coasters in the world. And even though Verbolten is an incredible coaster that I really love, it's still considered a family coaster. Next up is Tempesto. Look, it's a great ride, but at the end of the day, it's a skyrocket too, that has been built at many parks. Oh, and let's not forget Invader, a wooden coaster built by GCI, and one that I think is absolutely perfect. But it's a smaller coaster and considered another family attraction, with a height requirement at only 46 inches. So you see, Busch Gardens has built some amazing roller coasters over the years. Many people have been waiting for the next game-changing coaster to find a new home in Williamsburg, and I think that day is finally here. And what we've learned is that it'll be called Pantheon, and it'll be built by Intamin. Now, if you're not familiar with Intamin, they have built some of the best roller coasters in the world. And they really know how to push a coaster to the limits. And Pantheon will be no different, hitting a top speed of 72.5 miles per hour, featuring 4 launches including 3 forward and 1 backward, and a max height of 180 feet, along with a beyond vertical drop of 95 degrees. Now I anticipate that this will be by far the most popular ride at the park. Just look at Cheetah Hunt, another coaster built by Intamin that's located at Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay. That ride only features 3 launches, and it's more of a family ride, not hitting near the speed or height of Pantheon, and it always seemed to have the longest line in the park. I couldn't be more excited to hear the news about this fantastic new addition to the Williamsburg Park, and it's coming in one of the biggest years in recent memory for anticipated coasters. And I think this is going to be one of, if not the best new roller coaster for 2020. I'm going to be bringing lots of exciting updates on this ride and all of the progress. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and tell me in the comments below which coaster you're most excited for in 2020. As always, thanks for watching.